Hello, good evening. Okay. Good evening. Good evening. If you can hear me, please let me know. Good evening. Hello, Victor. Good evening. Queen Anne, good evening. Thank you. You're watching from Trinidad. Wow. Vera, Victor, good evening. Thank you, guys, and welcome to our live stream for tonight. So, like I said in the on the comment section, is it comment section? On the post, I added that we are Emilia. Good evening. Thank you. God bless you. I added that we are going to be learning how to cut an altar neckline and bustier. So that's what we're going to learn how to do today. So you can see, can you see? It has a yoke. So I want to make it in such a way. Can you see? It is a bustier and then it has a yoke and then it is a altar. The yoke is an altar neckline yoke. So that's what we're going to learn how to do today. So for this, I was contemplating on using a pattern paper, or I should bend. Casey, good evening. Or I should just use my freehand, just draft directly on my pattern, on my fabric. I think let me just draft directly on the pattern, okay? Yes, let me draft directly on the pattern. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to start with the back piece. So let's do draft the back piece and then we'll come to the front. Good evening, loose man. Achinwa. Good morning. Where are you watching from? This one that you're greeting good morning. Let me know. So you can see, yes, I fixed my, let's see. I always want the entire table. I want to close and yes, so you can see it good. You can see everything directly. So let's just get started straight. So the first thing, we're going to make a line here. So this line is going to start as, it's going to serve as our start line, okay? So I'll use this line as my start line and then it's going to be, so they said this is the back. So the next thing we are going to do, I want to mark my bust point for the back. I'm just marking the bust point. It's just for a guide, okay? I'll mark it like this. I'm using 10 inches. And then the under bust is 13, even though I don't need them, but I'm just placing them. And then the half cut for this dress, I'm making use of 18 inches. Okay, so these are all of the basic lines that we need to proceed with this project. So I'll just mark all of them straight like this. And then I'll mark this like this, okay? So that one, the thing bent. Oh yes. So the next thing we're going to mark now for our back piece. So like I said, we're drafting the back. I'm going to mark my shoulder measurement. So for the shoulder measurement, I'm making use of 14 inches. Okay, so I'll mark the 14 inches. So I don't really need the allowance because it is an altar neckline. I'm still going to reduce it. I really don't need it. So from this point, I'll just come down by half of an inch and then I'll mark this into my pattern like this. Can you see? So I'll mark this into my pattern like this. I just blend that in. And then from this point, I'm going to mark half of my armhole measurement. So for half of my armhole measurement, I'm using 7 inches. So I'll mark it like this and then I'll connect it like this because this is very important. If you notice why I'm using 7 inches, I even reduce the armhole a little bit. I reduce it and then I'll just curve that in like that. And then the next thing, we're going to add our full body measurement at this point. So our bust measurement that we're using 36 divided by 4, we have 9 inches. And then I'll add 2.5 inches. So 1 inch for allowance for that, and then 1.5 inch for allowance. I'll come to my under bust measurement. So for the under bust, my